pass. He was over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, lost it down. And
5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which is just over the line of scrimmage. It brings the ball back to the 48-yard line. It's 4th down now. They lose the down, and the
gonna have to
Bulldogs will kick it away.
Good opportunity for Holy Cross to get some momentum here. They've had a nice defensive.
Hey everyone. What you've just been listening to is a Holy Cross football game on the radio. Not just any radio. What this is here is my 1925 Atwater Kent Model 20C. The C, of course, is for compact. Now, I'm brand new to this radio. It was just restored. So if I make any mistakes along the way, this being YouTube and the internet, I'm sure folks will just pounce all over me. But this radio has been a labor of love. It's mated with the matching Model L loudspeaker, which is actually a horn speaker. But we look inside here. This is a 5-tube tune radio frequency AM receiver. Some folks might know it as TRF. But I bought this at a antique flea market in Brimfield, Massachusetts, which is Western Mass. And I don't want to tell you what I paid for it. I didn't pay very much for it because I knew it was going to need some work. And you do have an opportunity to haggle with the dealers. Well, I didn't have to do a heck of a lot of haggling once I pointed out what this radio was missing, and we'll go through what it did and what it did not do. But the complement of 5 01A vacuum tubes, which we have here, was missing. I purchased these shortly after I bought the radio, and this is a mix of RCA, Cunningham, and Champion 01A tubes. Another problem with the radio was that one of the RF coils had some damage on the inside. So you see inside here, that winding was redone. And also, as is very common with radios of this vintage, the audio interstage transformers were open. So those needed to be replaced, which they were. The grid leak resistor was missing. That's been replaced. And one of the capacitors was also replaced, actually with an orange drop cap. And you might be able to see that down there. That's actually a Sprague orange drop. But when all was said and done, I had a gentleman help me with the electronic restoration. I took it upon myself. Cosmetically, this thing was a mess. I did the cosmetic restoration, which I used Howard's Restore Finish. I used a couple of coats of Danish oil, and then I finished it off with Howard's Feed and Wax. This is solid mahogany. They just don't make stuff like this anymore. And the gentleman who helped me with the electronic restoration was kind enough to sell me this beautiful Model L loudspeaker. So, as you can hear, this thing works beautifully. It's instant on. Those tubes get full power right away. We're powering it with RB3. That's this electronic box underneath here. I just wired it up, put it on this shelf, and keep it out of the way. We don't even have to see it. But This is obviously is the main attraction, the box we want to see. I'm probably going to do future videos featuring this radio, but right now I am like a kid on Christmas morning. I could not be any happier. So I started my log. We have 3 knobs, 3 individual capacitors. I believe it's 3 RF stages, or it might be an antenna stage and 2 RF stages. I can't remember. But tuning stations is like cracking a safe. These are not calibrated to any frequencies. So once you twiddle the knobs and you find a radio station, you need to write them down. So this is a sports station here in town, which I usually listen to Red Sox games on. I might fire up the Red Sox later on here on this radio. I think this game is probably coming to a close. So we have a Red Sox-Mets game later this afternoon. But that is my Atwater Kent Model 20C. Some people refer to this as a short box. I've seen it called a small box, or just a 20C or a 20 compact. I'm glad I didn't get the big box, because I probably wouldn't have had the room where this is set up. A very compact setup with enough room to keep Model L horn speaker. So, oh, another thing. In the back, this power cord is all brand new. The original was frayed. We found a company in Rhode Island that makes replacements. It was not cheap, but it was worth every penny, and ensures good connections into RB3. So if you're buying one of these radios, I would strongly recommend that you replace that wiring harness. That of course was originally wired up to 3 batteries. As far as battery eliminators go, I know that RB3 is a premium product. I know it's not cheap, but guys, if you just want to do it right, and you don't want to fiddle with making your own power supply, I'd strongly urge you to take the plunge and get an RB3. David Snow, he's a very nice guy. He's a pleasure to deal with, and it's a premium product. You won't feel like you got gypped in any way. As a matter of fact, you'll feel like you got a value. So for my antenna cords, I just got a couple of gator wires here, red for antenna and black for earth ground. And I do strongly recommend grounding this radio. So any questions, any comments, please feel free to post. I'm going to have a fun night of tuning here. It's early fall. Yesterday was my birthday. This is my birthday gift to myself. So thumbs up, or any questions or comments, or if you want to subscribe, that's great too. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care for now.